Hi, it's me again with Corel Roll Tips and Tricks. Somebody sent me these two photographs at first, and I didn't know what to think. They wanted to merge together, and then they sent me what they're trying to do, and they don't really know how they did it. And I've done it, but mine's a little darker, bloody. And to do that, we can get rid of or move that down so we know which one we got selected, and you could get the transparency tool and make that a little bit less red and then put it right back. And it looks pretty similar to hers. You know, you could play around with the shading of colors or whatever. But now that it's a Halloween party, I understand a little bit more of what's going on. So what you need to do is, first of all, make both pictures the same size. So this picture is, we're going to make it, we're going to lock, well, we're going to keep the ratio unlocked. We're going to make it 20 by 15. Okay. Now we're going to make this one 20 by 15. This one we don't have to do anything with. It's a photograph and they're going to print it. This one we need to, you can't just merge these two together. You know, even if you put this one in the back of the page, it's just not going to work because this is a colored bitmap, and we'll just prove it with the yellow box trick. And you can see it's got white on the inside. So how to get rid of that? Let's move this over here, and let's go ahead and I really want to make it smaller, but for the video I'm not going to. Help Corel out. I'm going to go trace bitmap, outline trace clip art. It's going to take just a little bit of time. It's halfway there almost, and you can see what it's got, and I'm happy with that. So I'm going to nudge that over like 3 times. Now we can go to object group and ungroup it and get rid of that white, even though you can't see that I did it. Now I'm going to take a rectangle the same size as this, and because I nudged, I can just nudge it over. And I am going to fill in this void spot. So I need both of these pretty close, so I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool, I'm going to get my eyedropper, and I'm going to get a sample of that blood up there, and I'm going to put it right, well, so what I'm going to have to do then, it's evidently got some leakage. You know what? Let me just kind of start over. Maybe I need to add some more detail. And you know, for a second, I'm going to make it smaller. It'll help Corel trace it, and I can always put it back to the size. I'm going to go to outline trace clip art and trace it, and then I'm going to add a little detail. Bump it up a little bit because you can see this missing part over here. So I'm going to bump up the detail, and I'll go ahead and go to 100%. Say okay, move it over, and now we maybe shouldn't have any, well, we're going to have a few leaks right in there. I just did this last night and it seemed to work. But what we could do, we could kind of test it. So we need to ungroup it anyway. And we're going to get rid of the white. And I know it's going to leak right in here because I can see some parts that are not connected. So we're just going to take the shape tool and we just connect these parts. And because it's so gory, bloody, you know, I don't care. You know, we don't care what it looks like because it's just a bunch of different blood. Now you might have another leak, and so we can test that. We can take a rectangle tool and fill in the center. I'm going to use yellow, and see we got quite a few leaks. And so what we can do is we can take some 2-point lines and draw through here and see where the leaks are. Okay, it doesn't leak where I fixed, doesn't leak there. It leaks there, and it leaks there. So we need to back up here and fix these leaks. just kind of go around and see if there's, I don't particularly see anything wrong right there. Oh, right here, the smart field could go through. So let's zoom in here. We just need to stop that from going there. So we'll just bring that node down to there. Over here, yeah, there's quite a few leaks. We can take, you know, you're not really changing too much anyway. And since it's kind of a gory, bloody mess anyway, now take the smart fill tool, fill that in. Still got a leak. Let's try this side. No leak. So we're down to this side. There is another leak. I'm just looking for a broken line. Oh, right there. So let's zoom in here, take the smart fill tool and take that and just move it up. Now let's try the smart fill one more time. Still got a leak. We could actually break the line into more parts. You know, I'm just looking for a continuous line, and I do not see the leak. Let me take this line away for just a second. I don't think it's there. That could be it. I wouldn't think so. I don't think I grouped that together. I don't know why that won't break apart. I don't know why the shape tool will not select that right now. Oh, you know what? It's grabbing the box continuously when I'm grabbing with the shape tool. That might be our leak right there. Voila! I think that's it. Got to be it, I would think. So now let's bring the rectangle. And the reason I'm using a rectangle is so if it does leak, it won't leak everywhere. Voila, we got it. We're good. So now what we can do is get rid of that line, get rid of our yellow, and get our rectangle back, just to make sure it doesn't leak. And it doesn't, so we're going to nudge that over. Now we're going to take a rectangle the size of this, and that's why I nudge and don't move, because we want this exact shape. So if you just go to node to node to node, and then we're going to nudge that over twice, and we got that. Now I can take, I might have to nudge that out of the way for a second. I'm going to left click, right click, and then move this back. So this is our blood. I'm going to get that a little bit, well, I don't need it anymore. I'm going to move it by hand. And now we're going to get the smart fill tool and set it on that blood color. There's a couple of colors, but we're just going to make it one color. And see what we did? You know, that's almost a black. And, you know, when you think about it, you can change, you can hold down the control and add a little red to it. You know, if it's too much. Then take a sample with your smart fill tool of our new color and then add it to these drops of blood. And you'd want to go all the way around, and I'm just going to do the bigger ones. I'm going to do all the ones on top. You know, you could do these little bitty dots, but that's personal preference, and you know, you could always put it in your picture and then see what it looks like. But I'm just using the smart fill tool to fill this in, and I'm doing it again. I can't stand not to do it all. Won't take just a second to do it right. And you could possibly, you know, somehow group all this together and just, after you do the outside, you could move the outside and just color all these in. Well, this doesn't take just a second. It's pretty good hand-eye coordination to go coordinating, to go this fast and just put stuff in. Now, let's say we got it, and I want to grab it all, and I want to take away the outline. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and group it, Control G. And I am going to get our picture again. Now you remember is 20 by 15. So I'm going to take this one and make it 20 by 15. And I'm going to hit P, and then I'm going to hit P, and there you have it. That looks pretty cool, and still, you could still, you know, use the transformation docker. You could change the color a little bit. You know, you could make this a little bit less bloody thickness, and maybe the doll would kind of show through. You know, like if you look, that piece of board is actually showing through. You know, you could still, you know, you need to know which one you're working on. You could still hold down the control button and add a little bit more red to it. Whoa, don't want to do that. You know, it might be doing that because it's a, yeah, it's a transparency now, so maybe that won't work. But that would be the way I would do it. And it looks pretty cool because you can see her hair through it, and kind of freaked me out when I first saw it. I thought, why would somebody want to do that? Well, they're doing it for a Halloween party. Let's see what they look like side by side, the same size. Hers is nice, but I think she doesn't really understand how she did it or came up with that. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.